Okay, inside the Basilica there are 5 relics. So relics are a matter of faith. There's no historical certificate that shows whether they're here. If you believe, then they're here. So this is Longinus. He was the Roman soldier that pierced Jesus on the side, and it is believed that his spear is stored inside this pillar. So, these relics are stored inside the pillars. Then you have Helen, the mother of the first Christian Roman Emperor Constantine. It's believed that Helen went to Jerusalem and successfully brought back the cross in which Jesus was crucified. So there is a fragment of the cross inside this pillar. And there, in the altar, you have a throne made of gold. So this throne, the gold part, was embedded in a simple wooden chair that Peter sat in when he was in Rome to gather the first Christians. So it's one of the most important relics. And what you see in the middle, the one that looks like glass, is in fact alabaster. So Michelangelo made, I think it's Bernini, cut these thin pieces of stone and made the glass. It looks like glass, but it's stone, and it's just look at the magnitude of that. I don't have words right now. It's just very overwhelming to be here, and they have mass in front of the main altar. And then we come to another relic, and that is Saint Andrew. So Saint Andrew's relic is in fact a portion of his head, because I believe Saint Andrew was beheaded, and a portion of his head is what remains. Let me try to remember who that is. Sorry. Oh yeah, that is Saint Veronica. So she is believed to have been there in the streets of Jerusalem when Jesus was carrying the cross on the way to be crucified. And there was this portion where he fell down with the cross, and Veronica offered him her cloth, and he wiped his face on it. And it's believed that his face is imprinted on that cloth, and the relic is known as Veronica's veil. So every Easter, the Pope comes out and shows a brown shroud, which is believed to have an imprint of Christ's face. And this is not a relic. This is in fact a statue of Saint Peter with keys on his left hand. So it's in fact the keys to the church. Right. So on St. Peter's Day, what they do is they remove the halo over the head and dress him in papal robes, as a link to the current Pope, because St. Peter is believed to be the first Pope of the church. Right. And you have, the writings engraved over here. Where Jesus said, "You are the rock on which I will build my church." That's what it started it all. Like Peter came to Rome to preach, and then he he was crucified here, and his body was thrown in with bodies of other slaves. But then there were his followers who, figured out his body was here. They used to come back here and worship. Keep this place sanctified, right? Eventually they built a small altar, and 13 centuries later, the tomb of Saint Peter is where the Vatican stands. It's just amazing. I cannot even, fathom the extent of this.